EFF celebrating its 5th birthday. The Big Bash is taking place in Mdantsane in the Eastern Cape. And the Red Berets have been visiting communities there to drum up support and to encourage them to attend their celebration. The party believes it's made tremendous strides and is indeed a force to be reckoned with. eNCA Samkele Maseko is there. Samkele, thank you so much for joining us. I'm quite interested why the EFF decided on East London, because they don't just decide on venues off the top of their hat. What are they saying to you?
Well, Marcel, what you'd have to recall is those press conferences that were then held by the president and the CIC of the Economic Freedom Fighters just after the local government elections, when he said that if they don't get the electoral base right in the Eastern Cape and in KwaZulu-Natal, they may kiss their fight for economic emancipation and governing this country away, saying that those two provinces are arguably one of the two biggest provinces electorally in this country at this point in time. But I'm just going to speak to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, the official spokesperson of the Economic Freedom Fighters. They call him Komeza and Ndlozi. Mbuyiseni, what's the significance of this 5th anniversary, and what's the milestone that we have achieved as the Economic Freedom Fighters in these past 5 years?
Well, thank you very much for having us and for the eNCA to come and broadcast from here. Well, the 5 years mean a lot to us because by all predictions from very respectable people when we started in 2013 was that we wouldn't survive beyond the 2014 general elections. But also there was a general despondency because of the experiments with most of the political parties who dared to challenge the dominance of the liberation movement since 1994. So I think we are doing something that hasn't been done before. We're growing stronger by the year, and it's been 5 years of tried and tested dedication, commitment. I mean, we started from nowhere. We didn't have ministers amongst us. We didn't have former presidents amongst us. We didn't have billionaires or millionaires. We didn't have anybody that was supporting us with any struggle credentials. So that's the significance of the 5 years, is that it's the true test of our dedication to the economic freedom struggle.
Now, talk to me about what have been the trials and tribulations over the past 5 years, particularly when it comes to the formation of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and how have South African business people been receptive to the idea of the Economic Freedom Fighters?
The money, majority of the EFF has survived through membership fees and donations from members. The only thing is that we know how to be faithful. You know, we are able to use every single cent that we get to the benefit of, building the movement. But the other thing that is important is that once we got into Parliament, we're able to get Parliament funding, IEC funding, not only in 2014 from Parliament, but also now within municipalities since 2016. So with every small mustard seed that we got, we're able to do very great things.
I'm going to ask you this question without fear or favor. It's no secret, you've admitted it, that you've been funded by a cigarette smuggler, or alleged cigarette smuggler, Adrian Mazotti. Is he invited to this gathering? Does he have any form of contribution towards this EFF gathering here? And can South Africans take you and take the EFF into their confidence, knowing that an alleged cigarette smuggler avoiding tax in South Africa funded you in your inception?
Well, I mean, I would hope that your non-fear and non-favor would also accept the fact that nobody, by mere fact of media reports, is already guilty of the allegations that have been put to them. There's no case that has been put to Mazotti. We hear from the media, and we didn't admit that he funded us. We announced. We already were committed in 2013 to the principle that if any big or prominent business person gives us any contribution, we will announce it, we will say. And you must remember, in 2013, we went to the court to say we shouldn't pay that $500,000 in order to register to vote, in order to register to stand as a political party. And when we lost that case in 2013, he's one of the people, actually is the only business person that came through, and we announced. A few months later, we were told that SARS has given him a tax bill. A few months after that, again, we're told that he's an alleged cigarette smuggler. And so, I mean, we are waiting for people to put those allegations to him. But that's the only contribution he ever made to the EFF. It's the only contribution he ever made, and we took it. We have no shame in taking it. We are here where we are. We didn't knowingly take it. We didn't know at that time that this guy is what they say he is. But even to this day, there's no proven fact to that effect. So if Mazodi has done anything wrong, people must go and the NPA must bring the charges, and he must be proven in a court of law, not in a court of public opinion. So in this event, the contributions that have made this event possible. Remember, all councillors of the EFF, all members of parliament, all provincial legislatures, we contribute 14% of our salaries to the EFF every month. And then it's the membership fees. So we've got a lot, and then it's the berets, it's our merchandise that we sell every day. That's the money that we use to survive from day to day, then parliament funding as well as IEC funding.
Let's move away from controversial issues now. Yesterday we spoke with you here. You said that in 2019, whatever the outcome is, the EFF will be in government. You will no longer be bystanders and giving power to other political parties. And you said that you'd be probably government in one of the metros. What are you signaling for the 2019 general election? And what's the way forward for the economic freedom fighters when it comes to the issue of governance?
We're providing a framework. And that framework is going to be determined by the outcome. So on the basis of the outcome, we'll begin to say where in power we shall be. We can't say before. So the framework is whatever happens, whatever the outcome, we're no longer going to just vote for people and stay in the opposition benches because we're ready to govern. We gave ourselves 5 years to build the EFF street by street, village by village, town by town. The organization is now solid. It's got a solid base, a solid, trusted voter. Ipsos showed that the EFF voter is a very loyal voter. So we've got a base to always move from. And now it's time to govern. So whatever happens, the outcome of the 2019 general elections, we are going to be speaking to whoever we are speaking about governing the country, and we will be government, whether in a metro, a province, or nationally.
You have written a letter to the ANC headquarters asking for a meeting with the ANC top six. It's no secret that Paul Mashatile, the TG of the ANC, is very close to the leader of the economic freedom fighters, Julius Malema. Are we looking at an ANC-EFF coalition or EFF-DA coalition in 2019?
The letter was about the renaming of the airport, international airport, to Winnie Madikizela Mandela. We wanted to meet them soon after the memorial service as well as the funeral of Mama Winnie Mandela to say, let us agree that that airport is going to be renamed after Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela. It had nothing to do with elections. That time will come, and we make no secret that we speak to everybody in the political landscape, and we put conditions. If they can't rise to those conditions like they failed in 2016, they will find themselves in the cold.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Hope you have a very fruitful 5th anniversary here at the CISA Babakusa Stadium in Mdantsane here in the Eastern Cape.